Before Zeus's lightning split the skies of Olympus or Izanami's tears birthed the radiant sun, there was chaos unbound, a primal force of wind and wave, untamed and unyielding. From the void emerged Susanoo Okami, not to rule, but to revolt, a god whose very breath was rebellion. Susanoo, the storm incarnate, tore into existence from the divine purification of Izanagi, his father. A tempest of fury and freedom, he defied the celestial order, shaking the heavens with his untamed heart. Yet within his wild spirit burned a spark of destiny, a rebellion that would carve his name into legend. Today we unravel the hidden saga of Susanoo, the Stormbringer, the outcast, the monster slayer, the redeemed, a god whose legacy pulses through time, woven into the very fabric of myth. From the sacred nostrils of Izanagi, Susanoo burst forth, a divine wind, raw and relentless, spinning chaos across the celestial plains of Takamagahara. His arrival was no gentle breeze, but a howling gale, uprooting sacred rice fields, scattering ritual offerings, and shattering the harmony of the divine court. The heavens trembled as his laughter echoed, wild and untamed, a challenge to the gods themselves. Even his radiant sister, Amaterasu, goddess of the sun, felt the ripples of his defiance. Sacred cups overturned, altars desecrated. Susanoo's presence was a whirlwind of destruction. Crowned the Stormwalker, he was too fierce, too uncontainable for the ordered realm of the gods. Fear rose like a tsunami among the celestial council, and whispers of exile grew. Condemned for his chaos, Susanoo was cast down from the heavens, his roars fading into the mortal realm below. Yet even in banishment, his storm heart beat strong, ready to carve a new path among the fragile lives of humanity. A god unbound, Susanoo wandered the mortal world, his footsteps a symphony of tempests. On rugged coastal plains, he summoned gale-force winds that splintered ships and sculpted cliffs into jagged spires, as if carving his defiance into the earth. In shadowed mountain shrines, he wept hurricanes into existence, their torrents reshaping valleys and flooding rivers with his restless sorrow. Across windswept fields, his breath stirred whirlwinds that danced with both destruction and creation, leaving mortals in awe of his power. Villages trembled at his approach, yet they revered him. They raised totems of driftwood and sea-smoothed stone, offerings to appease the storm god's wrath. From his chaotic gifts, humanity found inspiration. Tempest-born architecture that withstood gales, navigational lore to brave stormy seas, and ancient rites to call the rains. But exile weighed heavy on Susanoo, a god without purpose, a storm without direction. He roamed in solitude, his heart a turbulent sea. The mortal world, vast and fleeting, could not tame him, yet it whispered of a destiny still unclaimed. In the shadowed lands of Izumo, terror reigned. The monstrous Yamata no Orochi, an 8-headed serpent of unimaginable horror, slithered through the province, its scales gleaming like oil-slicked night. It devoured maidens, withered rivers, and drowned fertile fields in its venomous wake. The people's rituals turned to desperate pleas, their cries rising like smoke to the heavens. Susanoo, drawn by their anguish, descended upon Izumo. His storm heart stirred, not with chaos, but with purpose. He vowed to slay the beast. With cunning born of divine instinct, he devised a trap. He commanded the villagers to brew a sacred sake, fermented from barley bent by his own winds, its potency infused with the essence of the storm. 8 massive vats were filled with the brew, placed along the serpent's path to its lair, their aroma curling into the air like a siren's call. As Orochi slithered forth, its 8 maws drank deeply, each head succumbing to the sack's divine stupor. Its fury dulled, its movements slowed, and its 80 eyes grew dim. Susanoo struck, His blade flashed like lightning, each slash a thunderclap that rent the night. Head after head fell, rivers of venom soaking the earth, until the beast lay vanquished. From its severed tail, Susanoo drew a prize of legend, Kusanagi no Tsurugi, the grass-cutting sword, a blade of divine balance forged from chaos, yet destined for harmony. The slaying of Orochi marked Susanoo's redemption, but his journey was far from over. He would not forsake the wild gifts of his storm heart. With newfound purpose, he turned his power to creation. He summoned gentle rains to revive parched fields, coaxing life from barren soil. He wove winds to guide rivers, building dams to tame their rage and protect villages from floods. He walked among mortals, teaching them to rebuild what his tempests had once destroyed, raising homes and shrines from the wreckage. Kusanagi Haim, the maiden saved from Orochi's jaws, became his anchor. Her quiet strength taught him mercy, her wisdom tempered his rage, and her love revealed the rhythms of seasons and cycles. Together they built shrines in her honor, wind shelters carved with serpent motifs, rain altars to call the harvest, and stones etched with tales of the monster's fall. Where once there was only tempest, now stood thriving towns, their fields golden with rice, their people singing hymns to the storm, God who had become their guardian. With Kusanagi no Tsurugi in hand, and the weight of his deeds upon him, Susanoo ascended once more to Takamagahara. Through swirling clouds and celestial gales, he rose, not as the untamed wind of old, but as a storm tempered by purpose. Before Amaterasu's sacred mirror, lightning danced across the blade of Kusanagi, its gleam reflecting in her radiant eyes. Thunder fell silent as Susanoo bowed, his wild heart now steady. Sister and brother, tempest and light, stood reconciled, their bond a tapestry of chaos and creation woven anew. Together they forged a covenant. Storms would rage, but they would also nurture. Kusanagi was enshrined as part of the imperial regalia, a symbol of unity between the divine and mortal realms, its edge a reminder that even chaos could serve a higher purpose. Susanoo's saga endures, etched into the soul of Japan. Kusanagi no Tsurugi, the blade of reformation, lives on in epic tales and sacred shrines, a testament to courage and transformation. Wind and rain festivals, from the coastal villages of Kyushu to the mountains of Tohoku, call upon his blessing, their dances mimicking the swirl of his storms. Shrines to Kusanagi Haim, like the Yasaka Shrine in Kyoto, stand as monuments to partnership and resilience, their lanterns glowing through the rain. His archetype, rebel, outcast, hero, echoes in modern tales, from manga anti-heroes to anime warriors, each carrying the spark of his defiance and redemption. Susanoo's story is not merely myth, it is a mirror. His storms reflect the tempests within us all, raw, untamed, yet brimming with potential. Susanoo Okami is no mere storm god. He is a metaphor for the human spirit, a force of raw energy that can shatter or save, depending on how it is wielded. To embrace chaos is to unlock creation. To temper rage is to sow seeds of wisdom. To face the monster, within or without, is to forge a legacy. His tale whispers to us across centuries. Let the storm within you be your greatest gift, not your deepest regret. Transform your wild heart into a force that shapes worlds, and let your rebellion light the way to redemption.